Real Madrid have done it again. Why do Real Madrid keep doing this to smaller clubs? Why do FIFA allow this kind of thing to happen every single year? It happens over and over and over again. And now small clubs are actually struggling because of this particular thing that Real Madrid are actually doing. To me, it's really, really so unfair, and I don't think it should stand. I think FIFA should actually look into this or probably put a ban to this because it keeps happening over and over and over again. If you're new to this channel, you're welcome. Please hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and please engage in this channel because it helps push this channel forward. You're welcome to the Microwave Kicks. Today we're going to discuss a very, very important topic concerning the free transfer market and who are the kings of free transfer market. Real Madrid. Real Madrid is arguably the best team in Europe. In fact, the best team in the world. Because when it comes to trophies, they are up there with the very best. In fact, they are the very, very best. When it comes to Champions League, they are the very best. 15 Champions League, and the other team that are actually following them are like 6 Champions League. So you could see how big the club is. Their investment is so big. They have fans all over the world. Their stadium is one of the most expensive stadium in the world, in over 1 billion or 2 billion euros or so. They are very, very big. They are the biggest team in the world. Let's be very, very honest. Now, Real Madrid do something every season that really gets to these smaller teams. Real Madrid does something every season that makes the smaller teams or every other team around them look them in such an envious way, because yes, they are the biggest team in the world. Every young player wants to play for the likes of Real Madrid. Every player, no matter where you're playing, no matter if you are playing in Africa, Asia, South America, wherever you're playing football, you always idolize the Real Madrid legends. You always idolize the Galacticos, the very, very biggest stars in world football, plays for the Real Madrid side over and over the years. Now, Real Madrid does something every season that really gets to this smaller team. Yeah, they are the kings of the free transfer market. In what sense? Real Madrid always targets the best of the best talents in the world. Now they went from the Galacticos that are signing big talents in the world for a huge amount of money, down to signing the best talent, the best young talent for free. Now, this hurts the smaller clubs. Why? Because these smaller clubs takes time to develop these talents. These smaller clubs takes time to build these talents, either coming from the academy days or probably giving these players game time, training these players, giving them so much exposure and all of that to world football, to the highest stage of football. But once it's a year or two to the end of their contract, or probably they are having like a stand-up contract issue with their parents' club, Real Madrid steps in. If Real Madrid have actually identified these particular players who are probably the best in their club or the best in their league, Real Madrid steps in and puts that player's contract on hold with their parents' club, meaning they go behind, have a mutual agreement with that player, talk to the player, entice the player, tell the player, then you don't need to sign for your parents' club, you don't need to resign your contract, just come to Real Madrid. We have the best facility in the world, we have the biggest team in the world, we give you exposure, you win the Champions League, you win the league, you fight for titles every season. You understand? That really gets into the player's head, the scouts, the parents, and everybody that is involved in that particular player. And now they've done this over and over and over again over the years, that it really gets to these other clubs, and it hurts these other clubs because that is one of their best assets right now, in terms of value, in terms of the club face, in terms of the projects the club is particularly building at the time. Few example of this same issue is Antonio Rudiger, who came from Chelsea after winning the Champions League to Real Madrid. Real Madrid has been enticing this player for a very long time. He's one of the best centre-half in world football. At the time, he was so good that he won the Champions League for Chelsea against all odds. Now, Real Madrid has been enticing him for the past couple of years, even before the Champions League final. They enticed him, presented their project. Yes, are the best team in the world. You compete for titles, you win titles, you even have the chance of winning the Ballon d'Or. They entice you with so many things. Why? Because they're the best club in the world in terms of magnitude, in terms of the value and everything. Now, Antonio Rudiger left Chelsea as a free transfer to Real Madrid, not minding how much Chelsea have actually invested in getting him over to Stamford Bridge. They did the same thing again to Kylian Mbappe, which was the biggest free transfer of all time last season. 3 years ago, they had a big standoff with PSG concerning contract extensions and the rest. Kylian Mbappe was on the verge of signing for Real Madrid 2 years or 3 years ago, but he ended up extending his contract with the intervention of the president of France, extending his contract as PSG for an extra 2 years, which he did. Then right now he moved. By this time, I think it was August or September, he moved to Real Madrid for a free transfer. A player that is worth over 150 million pounds, a player that has played the Champions League final, the player that has played the World Cup final, a player of such value, the player that is the face of France football, a player that is the face of Ligue 1, the player that is the face of PSG, moved to the La Liga, moved to Real Madrid on a free transfer. The value of that player alone is capable of even buying a whole club. That is to show you the magnitude and the capacity of Kylian Mbappe. The movement of that player is top notch. Real Madrid enticed this player and he moved to Real Madrid. Now Real Madrid are doing the same thing with Trent Alexander-Arnold again. Listen to the story. According to Fabrizio Romano, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Real Madrid are getting closer and closer after the story reviewed 1 year ago. The official contract proposal for Real Madrid has been sent to Trent Alexander-Arnold and his camp. Discussion are on the way on details of the deal. All parties involved are confident to get this deal and the agreements done. That is a very good talent from Liverpool. That is somebody that has been in the first team of Liverpool for the past 5 to 6 years. That is somebody that his value has grew over and over and over again. That is somebody that came from the Liverpool Academy. Now, Trent Alexander-Arnold is close and closer to Real Madrid ever than before. It's a very sad one because he has been developed by Liverpool. He has been in Liverpool since the age of 8. Now, going on a free transfer to Real Madrid is really not fair to the Liverpool side because he has been invested on. He has been given game time, he has been developed, he has been invested on really well, he has been developed at a rapid stage because not every team gives an 18-year-old or a 19-year-old a first team debut and continue playing them until they become the very best. It's a very sad one, moving all the way to Real Madrid, a player of that value, a player that is considered one of the best or the best right back in the world at this time, a player that is worth over 80 to 100 million if I'm not mistaken, a player that has a bright future ahead of him, a player that is just entering his prime years that Liverpool are supposed to enjoy with their investment they've invested on this talent over the years. It's such a sad one. It's very, very sad at this point. And I think FIFA should regulate this free transfer market. FIFA should have a stipulated law on how the free transfer market is actually being operated. Clubs should be cautious at this point. And that's why I like what Chelsea are doing. Chelsea gives you 8-10 years contract. If it doesn't work out during that first 3 years, they sell you. And even if it works out, they extend your contract. It's very difficult for these teams to come buying you on a free transfer. That is what Chelsea does, and that's how they protect their assets. That's how they protect their investment. That's how they protect their players. So I think it's a very good thing for what Chelsea are doing, but it's a very sad one for Liverpool because they've been on a standoff for this contract situation for the last 2 or 3 years right now, always discussing on how to improve Trent's contract. But Real Madrid has been behind, telling this player not to sign, enticing this player, telling the player, come to Santiago Bernabeu, come over, we'll do this for you, we'll do that for you, and all of that. So it's a very sad one. Do you think this is the right move for Trent Alexander-Arnold? Do you think what Real Madrid are doing is really good? Please share your thoughts in the comment. Let me know what you think. If the free transfer market should be regulated, please hit the like button. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe to this channel. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Until I come away again next time, I remain your boy Mike Way. Stay cool.